is October 17th, 2017. After making my first visit to Dark Canyon back in March earlier this year, planning to start from Woodenshoe Trailhead, descend down into Woodenshoe Canyon, connect with Dark Canyon, going eastbound, and finishing at Peavine Canyon, heading back south and exiting out of Peavine Trailhead to complete the loop. It's a little over 40 miles, and typically people take 4 nights to complete the trip. A recent report from a ranger indicated that there have even been some bear sightings recently down in the canyon. It'd be interesting to see if I encounter any bears down there. Been dreaming about this route for a while, ever since it was suggested by Will Wickert, who runs the Wasatch Will YouTube channel. I'll definitely be keeping Will in mind as I'm on this adventure here. When you're going into a remote area like the Dark Canyon Wilderness, you want to make sure you bring plenty of extra water and be prepared with some extra food just in case the roads get wet. Like other parts of southern Utah, the unpaved backcountry roads are heavy with clay and can be impassable until they have time to dry out after a storm. So don't get caught stuck out in an area where there's few, if any, people coming to potentially help you out if you get stuck in a jam there. It hasn't really been raining much lately, and being that it's the fall, without the snow melt, there's more limited water, but something that's special about the Dark Canyon area is all the springs that are available. So I'm planning to do some car camping tonight and then make my descent tomorrow morning. Today is October 18th, and I'm about to park my car at the Woodenshoe Trailhead after spending the night near Peavine Trailhead. First water source is located in Cherry Canyon, about 4 miles down from the trailhead. Beyond that, there's said to be another water source at Waits Pond, 7 miles further north, down into Woodenshoe Canyon. Heading down Woodenshoe Canyon here, more than halfway to the mouth of Cherry Canyon. And I had heard there was bears here and was wondering if this might be the aftermath of where the bears leave their scent here. There's as you can see, a variety of broken branches there, and definitely some bark that's been agitated off the side of this small fir tree here. Of course, for any area that has bear activity, it's important to hang food properly, 10 feet up and 5 feet out from the trunk of the tree. Fortunately, there's lots of ponderosa pines, or as Brim Scout would say, pondos. So, should be easy enough to find a nice high branch to hang some food off of tonight. Quite a contrast to what I saw starting out of the Sundance Trailhead with all these pondos in this sort of scene that reminds me of like southern Oregon or even parts of Washington, north of the Columbia Gorge there, and other places throughout the West. The thick, old-growth ponderosa pines are definitely a nice feature of this Woodenshoe Canyon area here. Today is October 19th. Made it about 10 miles down into the Woodenshoe Canyon towards Dark Canyon. Here in the Dark Canyon wilderness yesterday. Found an odor-free puddle that was deep enough to scoop some water out of. Came up a little short of Waite's Pond and the Hanging Garden, but planned to stop there on my way north this morning to connect with the Dark Canyon. Yesterday I met a couple from New Mexico that had plans, like myself, to end up at the Peavine Trailhead to make a loop, but turned back once they realized how poor the water sources were and how there's probably going to be about a 20-mile gap without any water sources between Dark Canyon and further up towards Peavine Trailhead. With that, I'm getting mentally prepared to have to carry some extra water. I have enough to carry 5.5 liters and could even carry some extra water beyond that in my hand, but it's not ideal. I have done it before. With that, I'm about to head down towards the next couple of water sources and see how I go.
On the next Backpacker Diaries.
Stripping a couple of places, not exactly the most efficient way to source water. Came upon my second Anastasi ruin sighting of the trip. Made the mistake last night of leaving out my camel pack, and the mouthpiece got chewed on by some little critter there, so that's pretty gross.